Hello, I'm Jill. Welcome to ASL Stew. So, today I'm going to be talking about wrist exercises related to RSIs. An RSI is a repetitive stress injury. And often this happens with interpreters, especially sign language interpreters. They get RSIs. Now, one warning before we get into the video. I am not a doctor, nor am I a medical professional. I've just done research and I'm providing you the information that I found and what works for me. If you feel that you have any sort of injury or any sort of wrist problems, please go and talk with your doctor and then follow their plan, okay? RSIs are stress-related injuries from a repetitive movement, something you've done over and over again, and that becomes a cumulative injury. When you use your muscle, that means that the muscle gets a scarring on it, and that's from the fraying of the muscle. And also, there's a neurotoxin that builds up in your system, well, in the muscle. And that means if you stretch before you do something, then that'll help to release the neurotoxin in the muscle, which will then strengthen your muscle. If you don't stretch the muscle before you do something, then the scars on the muscle will become more hard and stiff and shorten. And because you're not stretching the muscle, it won't strengthen. And again, your muscle gets shorter and more scarring on it. And again, that's because of the fraying of the muscle, which means that it'll become irritated and inflamed, and that could cause injury. And that's because of the lactic acid, and that will become irritated and inflamed. So, an RSI, again, is cumulative injury, which will mean it takes a lot longer to heal when you compare it to other types of injuries, which could really impact your work and your life. If you notice or you feel any sort of discomfort or pain in your body, you may have an RSI. You should go and see your doctor. You and your doctor together can set up a plan, which could include medication, stretching, physical therapy. It could include changing your habits, your everyday daily habits, whether that's work or home or surgery. But speak to your doctor about that and make sure to figure out what best works for you. Remember, interpreters are like athletes, which means you need to warm up and cool down. So that means before you work, make sure that you're using your exercises and stretching your body. And then after, make sure that you get some rest for your body. Now that could mean stretching, eating proper nutrition, having good posture, and make sure you drink enough water, plus get some rest. If you notice an injury, be sure you go to the doctor right away. Don't put it off. Don't think, oh, I can get through this, I can handle this. Because if you put it off over and over, you could worsen the injury. And I do know a few people who are not allowed to work in their profession anymore. They've even had to stop signing because of the injury being so bad. And you don't want that. That could stop your career, could stop your job, and it's just not worth it. Go get help. Also, I just wanted to say, RSIs are not only caused from work. It could be just part of your everyday habits, things like typing incorrectly, or for example, one of the issues I had is when I was holding my mobile phone, I was using my finger in this motion to scroll. And so that really caused some pain in my wrist. And I noticed that my wrists were hurting. And so I tried to figure out, it could just be from driving if you're really clenching the steering wheel hard. Or like I said, scrolling on your phone. That repetitive injury with your finger can really hurt your wrist. And that could cause a lot of problems. Maybe it'd be good, if you're starting to feel an injury, try and figure out, what are you doing? It could be work, but it could be something at home too. Your everyday habits can definitely impact how your wrists are feeling in your body. Now, I want to show you a few wrist exercises or stretches to help, okay? The first one is this. Okay, so you're going to turn your hand upwards and then put some pressure on your hand. Don't put a light pressure. Don't put too much. You don't want to hurt yourself. So just a light pressure like so. And then once you're done, turn your hand in a downward position and light pressure. And again, just enough pressure to kind of get a little stretch in there. And remember, each person has a different range of flexibility. Some people can go farther back, some people can't. Do whatever feels right for you. The second is called the prayer exercise. So you're going to put your hands in a prayer position and make sure your elbows are all the way horizontal. And then press your hands together. Press your palms together like so. The third stretch, I don't have anything with me right now, but what you can do is you could get like a stress ball or just something in your hand, like a towel, like a hand towel, and then hold it in your hand and then give it a nice squeeze like so. So just kind of squeeze and grip it over and over. The next stretch is opening and closing your fingers. So just open, stretch them, and close them. So make sure you're stretching them far out and then back together, out and together. The next stretch is put your hand in a C, like so, and then just put your wrist in a downward motion. Downward motion. The next stretch is, again with the C, but turn it in a backwards motion, so the opposite of what we just did. So go back. And remember, just a gentle backwards motion, nothing too much. You don't want to overstretch your wrist. And the last stretch for today is, I don't have a table, but what you can do is you take the table, put your hands on the table, and then press in a downward motion. So press your hand like so on the table, just like this. Okay, hopefully you guys have enjoyed seeing the different wrist stretches or exercises. And again, you can look online for different types of exercises to help with different parts of your body, so that it's working well. So hopefully you have enjoyed this video. Remember again, make sure that you talk with your doctor, a physical therapist, or somebody that has more knowledge related with exercises if you feel that you need that, okay? If you've enjoyed today's video, please click like and remember to subscribe. And if you want to provide support, you can take a look at our Patreon page, or in the description down below, we have a link for our coffee money through Ko-fi. And that's a one-time donation. Thanks so much. See you in the next video. Bye.